Well, his record speaks for itself. He's won 11 from 46, 10 placings, so he knows how to win.
Yeah, he's his own worst enemy. Like even tonight, he got excited and wanted to over race in there and come into the corner, and he was just travelling so strong. And I wasn't sure. Did Jan go for him on the line?
He did.
Good, because when I sort of heard him, I thought, I must have got there.
No, he did get there. He did call it right on the line. It was a last stride. And his best racing's been when he's been able to lead, but certainly, as you mentioned tonight, just getting him to relax in the race is certainly a key.
Yeah, look, I love him over the short journey because you can let him run at his sheer speed, and he holds the track record at home so we know he can really run. And look, he's been a really good horse to us, and I'm sure Chris has had a lot of fun with him, and we didn't pay a lot of money for him, but he's well and truly paid us back, and we expect him to win more.
He's always been a very good horse.
Yeah, that's right. I won the size final on him as a 3-year-old, and then he ran into a few little issues come Breeders' Crown time. But if he can keep him sound, he's going to go through his grades, that's for sure.
All right. Any plans just continue to just persevere through the Metro grades now?
Yeah, I'd say just keep poking him along and see what happens. He's a good trainer, and he'll place him where he thinks he's best.
His standing start to mobile, where's he best suited?
I think he's best suited probably in a stand, because in the mobile he's out the draw and he does a bit wrong. But in saying that, I can't recall driving him from a stand either.
Johnny Caldow taking the reins tonight. Well done, John. Beautiful effort by this youngster. He's only had the 4 starts, still learning, but nice compact little horse. He's got the job done and did it well.
Yeah, for sure, Rob. Yeah, he was lovely to drive. He ran the gate nice, just settled down and ran a good half. But yeah, he stuck to his guns really well. He kept finding, and when the other one kept coming at him, and yeah, it went real nice.
He did tonight. I mean, they didn't look like they were really going super hard, but at the same time, they still come up with a good mile rate, 156.6, and he certainly dashed home well.
Yeah, our last 600 would have been pretty quick, I would imagine, Rob, because we really got stoken halfway down the back. So, yeah, he's done a good job.
He was challenged and put his head down and really fought it out.
Yeah, look, yeah, the one outside me was going really well, and I thought the one behind me would be the one to beat. But, no, look, he just stuck to his guns really good.
Just got this funny feeling you got a little bit of a soft spot for this horse. She's just probably no superstar, but she's just a little professional, little trotter that just comes out and does her job well. And when she presents herself in the right position, she's always a good winning chance.
Yeah, it goes back a long way with the Greg Lutz that's got the horse. I had horses, Scruffy Murphy and a lot of them back in Adelaide 20 years ago, and this is the last mare, the filly that this is, its mother is the last mare that he sort of got, and yeah, luckily enough, I've had her since she's a foal and come through, and it gives you a bit of a buzz.
Yeah, I bet it does too, and the favourite galloping at the start certainly enhanced your winning chances, but she's been racing so well, and as I mentioned, she's never far away in her races.
Yeah, very honest little filly, she just had to have the perfect run like that, which she does every start, but never runs a bad race.
And he was very good tonight.
Yeah, he was, Rob. That was a good field, and to do what he had to do and go around him and sit in the death and be too good. 53. It's pretty impressive. So really happy with him tonight, and glad to have him back to what he can do.
He's, as I mentioned, very very lethal, isn't he, over that short course, because he's such a strong horse. He's fast, and he just seems to revel in it.
Yeah, he does. And like you said, last start over the long, he was good as well, and then he got a little bit of had a little setback after that. We had to scratch him last time, and I thought he would benefit from the run tonight, but I was pretty wrong there. He done a pretty good job, so really thrilled with him.
Well done, Zac. Been going well, this horse. Got out to ridiculous odds. Used his speed over the short course, and he loved it.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been going a hell of a lot better than his form suggests. He sat outside Red Hot Tooth in the Australian Trotting Championship and sort of just week and late in a really last fast mile. As I said, his form may not read the best, but he's definitely been going better than that. And tonight over the short, Anton was of the opinion we sort of just got our chance, our arm, and let him roll, because he seems to be a hell of a lot better and happier when he's out sort of just bowling along. and that's what he did tonight, and he sort of just never gave anything else a chance.
No, you pressed on for the lead, and that worked out well.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was sort of never my intention to go for the lead. I didn't think it'd be up for grabs, but when I went round, I sort of half-length the leader, and he dropped the bit for me when he was in front, so I thought I might just press on and see how far I can get, and, you know, Brad made me work for a little bit, but once I found it, he was really happy out in front, and, you know, although he didn't win by a hell of a lot, he sort of was never going to let him past him.
Michael, I'll take you back to Wangaratta Cup night because I know had a chat to young Zac who drove 4X Stan that night, and I thought that you were going to be a little bit vulnerable that night. It was a 4-year-old mare up against open class, and certainly it's a big step, and she ran a terrific race. She was just beaten by a more seasoned horse, and then her next performance at Kilmore was just unbelievable. I mean, she did so much work, came from a mile back, and I thought her run was just first class. Now, last start maybe a little bit softer, but certainly she'd had a couple of hard runs, and David probably might have eased off a little bit on her, but he certainly had her tuned up tonight and just showed how good she is.
Yeah, Robbie, like she was a freshman in the field at Wangaratta, and it was all part of Brendan's plan. He does such a great job of scoping a program out for him and sticks to it, and just follow suit, and she's just got better and better. And last week we just got beat for speed on the turn, but if you watch it, she just kept coming and coming and coming. And then tonight, once we thought the other one would get roadblocked a little bit, Brendan just said, trust your judgment, go for broke, and tonight's our grand final. If we get beat, we'll get beat trying.
Yeah, and certainly she's got a big future ahead of her. I mean, she's very versatile. We saw a terrific run in the Breeders' Crown last year, and she went through all the size finals, and she was just close up each time. It was there wasn't much behind her. I know one night here at over the 1700, I had my mare in as well behind Heaven's Training. I think he's went 153 that night as well, and tonight to come back the way she has off the second row and win, I think everything's looking pretty promising going forward.
Yeah, she's a lovely mare, and she's got an invite to the Jewels, so really that's on the tables now with that win, and the trip away, if Brendan decides to take her, will do her the world of good, and just scope her for a better mare later in the season and stuff like that. But she's going to be a lovely Cups horse, and whatever he puts her in, Queen of the Pacific and all the mares races, well, that's all been part of this plan, and she's just putting it together beautifully.
Well done to Vince and the team. They do a fantastic job, and good to see him winning.
Yeah, absolutely. No, Vince has done a magnificent job managing this horse right throughout its career, and he obviously brought him here in tip-top condition. Some people, you could easily go into a race like this where he looked to have the race sewn up, and bring him here underdone, and if the race turns out like it did tonight, you're left vulnerable. But he's come here in A1 condition, and you got to give credit to all the other drivers out there. They didn't just see he was a short price favourite and just hand us the race. They made a real race of it. So that's a good thing for harness racing. It was a good spectacle, even though it looked a boring race on paper. It certainly didn't work out that way.
No, well, I sort of felt that it wouldn't be just given to him. It looked to be a pretty competitive race coming into it. There were some fairly good, strong, in-form horses. He campaigned super well at Mildura, terrific on the first night. Second night, the final, things didn't go his way, but he was such a brave horse in defeat, and you only walk away, you can only be proud of it.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. Certainly didn't come away disappointed. It would have been nice to win the Cup, of course, but we couldn't possibly be disappointed in the horse's run. He was flat out, and had his tongue hanging out a long way from home, and he just tried right to the line, and it took a very smart mare that had a soft run and had a perfect trip to get over the top of him, but he fought right to the line. So there's very few times where this horse has let anyone down. He always goes out there and gives his best.
That was his 13th win from 37 starts. Joined the Matty Craven stable. Chris Finozio drove with patience and confidence. There was plenty happening up front early. That first quarter was 27.9. I always say as soon as they break that 28 for that first quarter, the horses off the back have got a chance. And because it's pretty hard to win from back in the field. But once they went that quick early, Chris, you probably thought to yourself, in 6.9 lead time, you knew you were in the game.
Yeah, that really brings you into it. If you draw bad and they just walk early, well, you just got to do a real lot of work to get into it. But once they really burnt for 500 or 600, just sort of made it his race.
There was plenty of confidence around to suggest he'd go well. He was short enough for mine.
Yeah, he'd only had the one trial. We weren't certain he was fit enough, but like we have got some nice horses at home to work him with, and like been a terrific horse. Tubbs has done a great job with him to get him through. He had some issues early on. I think he used to have a few tricks, but he's a beautiful natured horse now, and we're wrapped the owners. Entrusted Matty. I know Matty's wrapped to get him like off the owners.
Yeah, well, he's a nice, big, strong horse, and he hasn't had a lot of racing, has he? Like for a 6-year-old, he's only had the 37 starts tonight.
Yeah, like he's just a nice horse at home, so we're hoping he can just have a good campaign and be a sort of horse that can keep coming here and running good races, I think.
Nice horse. He's competed against some pretty good ones, and he's just come back into a grade where he's just allowed him to get a bit of confidence and beating some nice horses. Had to do it a bit tougher tonight and got the job done.
Yeah, no, thanks, Rob. That's right. He's been racing some nice horses, and Lewis has placed him pretty well with a $7,000 heat and into a $10,000 final. So, he's placed him real well.
Drew 7, there was a bit of speed inside you. You were able to work forward. Got to the breeze, no problem.
I probably ran him off the gate a little bit quicker than what I really wanted to, but like I said at the start to Jay, so I just had to try and stay in front of the 10. So, but even Matty, he kept a stride, and so to this horse's credit, he was really good.
He was, because he certainly was in a position to be a little bit vulnerable if he had a chink in his armour, but certainly didn't show that tonight.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. And like top of the straight, he was all out, but he done enough to hold off the others.
Where do you see his future? Can he continue getting the job done?
I reckon he will. He feels like, the last couple of times we've drove him pretty tough, but he's a pretty good sprint horse too.